Hey everybody, happy Farland Friday. This is Pat. We are out here at a rainy morning here at the shop. So I'm gonna head right inside before I get covered in rain. Jump right in here. Plenty of fun to be had here at Farland today. Of course, we've got our Vespa up front, getting that one cleaned up. We had the pair of them sitting out in that front room for quite a while. Just getting this one cleaned up and ready to roll. Plenty of fun there. We got a little choke, original manufacturer sticker, that kind of thing. Thanks for joining us today. Of course, I've been a little behind the last few weeks. Nice and busy here at the shop. So, got a Mercedes 450 SLC, doing some engine bay work, I'm sorry. Of course, the old Country Club Auto Detail sign, the old branding. Then we'll start jumping in here, figuring out what we're up to today. We've got the 1966 Porsche Electrification project in black. Recently went through the paint cleanup, sanding, polishing, all that. And then we'll be sending this one down to Texas here in the next few weeks for the electric install, and then it'll be heading back up our way for final fit and finish, that kind of stuff. Just one of the 66 912 projects, excuse me. I said 911 there. Here we have our fabulous Hudson Horn. Recently completed the restoration on this one. Still going through the shakedown process, getting it back to the owner. Of course, always finding a few little things here and there. Getting those all cleaned up, getting it ready for roaring condition. But plenty of cool old accoutrement throughout. So, Hudson motor car. Down behind that one, we have our 1973 Ferrari Daytona Restoration. Pretty extensive restoration here in front. You can see our carpeting, starting to do all the interior and some accessory fit on this one. So Jack just went through and cleaned this one up, really wiped this one down. It's looking fabulous today. I was just chatting with the metal master. He has got these bumpers all taped up, ready for first initial fitment, making sure everything's looking good, looking right. And you can see we've also got the old interior and our new interiors. We're starting to cut that, get everything squared away there. Peek into the interior. Let's see, we've got the blue carpet through the bottom here. And then we're just finishing up that parcel shelf. Of course, we've got a little bit of wiring to get done still. You can see those wires hanging around. And we're gonna have the speaker and AC system back in here that Josh has been doing all sorts of great work on. Getting that one looking factory original, but still adding a few little touches and details. So, see, we've got some center console stuff sitting there. The lovely dash. And the fantastic blue on the 1973 Daytona. As I go tumbling down here, kicking over a vacuum. So, see, we also have those ANSA exhausts. Steve over at Colorado Cars and Coffee was giving me a little bit of grief, calling it the Bosozoku model, but that's because we haven't hung those bumpers. The yellow ones I was just showing you, so those will be hung, and then at that point, the Daytona rear end will really be coming together. Need a little bit of badging, some lighting, but almost there on that one. And it's been a battle since the beginning, Daytona versus Ghibli. Both are Italian classics. Of course, the Ghibli is available for sale over in the showroom. Getting the last few things cleaned up on that one. But the V8 in there ain't bad, that's for sure. See those very cool pop-up headlight buckets. You just replaced the motor on there. This actually runs off of a single motor for both headlights. So We sent that one out, did a little bit of analysis on it, and determined that the best way to go was to actually rebuild that small headlight motor. So that was rebuilt, and now our headlights are back to functioning. So the 1970 Maserati Ghibli. Another kind of cool one, you can see this mouse hair dashboard, which was very common on the Italians of the day. You can see we've got a very similar one, definitely cleaned up there in the Daytona. We also had that over on our Instagram story. You know that we put in the trunk lining, which is also a mouse hair pad. So, not pad, but mouse hair material. Really loving this Daytona as this one comes together. One of my favorites here in the summer. Big Colombo V12. We'll take one more peek at that dashboard. Try not to give away too much of the fun, but there we are on that one. We've got a few of the guys working away over in the manager's office. And over here on the Electric 912, you can see that we've finished up the motor cover. Giving you a unique look underneath here. Let's see if these are clipped yet. I'll unlatch these, see how this looks. I haven't done it on my own yet, so that's how it goes. You get both those unclipped, and you can get to 12 volt. So over here you can see we've got deck lid covers, that kind of stuff. Of course, plenty of tools. We've got, this is Josh's area, so he's working on the Mercedes 190 windows right now. But typically he's working over here on this electric Porsche. So from there, we'll head over to the other Porsche here in the clean side of the building. Lovely Daytona, always imposing over there. And over here is our 1996 Porsche 911 Carrera Ss, a very short-lived 993 model. This one recently came in for detailing and a point-by-point inspection. Cleaning everything up on that classic. Just getting started on that cleanup. So here we are on the 190, getting a bit of exterior stuff installed. Let's see, we've got one of the headlights, indicators in there, got our bumper hanger there, and our rear selects cars. So, all sorts of fun here in the shop. A few Mercedes, a few Porsches, some Maserati, Continental, LS3. That one we recently did the engine cover on. Definitely go check that out over on our Instagram. We had all sorts of photos of the LS3 cover that we built and fabricated just to make this LS3 a little less blasphemous in the Lincoln. Other than that, we have the 280. Just went through the polish and detailing. This was the engine bay restoration. Clint is actually over on the other side, getting the engine for this one all ready to go over in the paint booth. So we'll go over and check that out. Kind of rare, something you don't see super often in the 280s is this third seat, right? You had a driver here, passenger here, and then this side seating third seat. Definitely a unique little option there back in the day. Not something you would see nowadays for sure. While we're here, we'll check out what's going on in the paint booth. Got the Mustang all hanging up there. Looks like we're working on a door jamb down in here. See, we've got that door out, all taped up. Jeremy's throwing that one together. We'll spin over to the metal side of the shop and see what's going on over there today. Of course, we got the rain. You know, we got snow in other parts of Colorado here. Pretty late for the year, but I love the rain. We've got the 85 Porsche Carrera. Recently went through its epoxy primer. Epoxy, I'm sorry. This one is also going to be going electric. Again, this was the car that was a flood damage car when it first came into us, so tore everything apart, finally got that mold smell out of it, and got that one sprayed down. Soon enough on the docket here. Over here is the 67 Chevelle Ss. Starting to rehang body panels, getting everything squared away here. Looking through all of our paint match. And then of course we'll be getting those stripes running all the way through. Our awesome tech Mario rehung the bumper yesterday, was pointing out to me that these lights are actually kind of a unique design. They need to be put in before the bumper can go on. And of course, he didn't realize that until the bumper had started to go on. So, pull it back off and got that squared away. Check out all the Porsche parts hanging out over here. This one is 280SL jack is picked up. A very rare color combo in here. Peek at that real quick. See, it's kind of a beigey versus this deep blue, which is one of the rarer 280SL colors. We'll even check out that color code. If I don't flip the camera on you here, I'll do my best. 904G, that's our number, 904G. That's the dark blue. Over here is the lovely MG going back together. This client has been absolutely awesome. We really love having him here in the shop. A few weeks back, he brought everybody some Mexican food for lunch, so we really appreciate him. Thank you so much for coming by. Always like to chat with you. Of course, we're getting all the front end rehung. This was the one that had been in an accident over on this side, that front fender. And looking at that reflection now, you can tell our team has knocked another one out here. Here is our 1966 Polo Red Porsche 911 in for restoration. Originally came in as a bunch of parts, tons of boxes and stuff for us. We got the engine squared away, checking all our numbers, making sure everything's matching. And now we're getting into interior stuff, putting down some sound deadening, noise canceling stuff while the Queen's blasting in the background here. And you can see we've highlighted a few areas that we want to address. Bodywork, that kind of stuff, paintwork. You can see that one without me trying to mess up that paint anymore. But these early production cars are some of my favorites. The long hood models are definitely very unique, very cool. Over here is the 190SL. This black one has been hanging around back here. Kind of stalled out a little bit the last few months, but we're back to it. Getting tail lights wired in. Getting all that squared away. You can see we've got our convertible top. No material on it now, but pulled up so we can start figuring out how that's gonna fit. And then windshield on there. I'll be going in soon enough. So, 190SL. Over here we got the shop boss barking at us. Little Ava having a hoot, aren't we all? Up here is the Sunbeam Tiger. Our 66 Porsche. I believe that's the 66. Transaxle and flat four. Here's Ava. Some suspensions components. I believe that is off the Mercedes, actually. And here, you can see our block all wrapped up from the red 280 we were just checking out. Getting that one all prepped and ready for paint. We'll get another glance at the 190 SL and the Sunbeam Tiger. Never really been around the Sunbeam Tiger. Very cool story here. Kind of the tie between Carroll Shelby and the Cobra. Initially, this was built as a kind of a proof of concept, right? English working with the Americans, able to put a V8 in a little English roadster. And of course, soon enough, that styling took off. Of course, the English were building all those little inline 4 roadsters, but even the early 65 or 54, 55 Corvettes were, you know, more of a roadster style, right? No handles on the doors and much less of a convertible top. But over time, we refined the strategy. You know, after the Sunbeam, Carroll Shelby would move into the AC stuff and start making Cobras, that kind of thing. But definitely a cool piece of history, Sunbeam Tiger. And we know our friend Brennan over at Avance also has one of these. Definitely some cool cars. So this one is currently dealing with some overheating issues, but we'll get through that one soon enough. Little Ava just wants to party. Now that Dad's taking off. Over is our Chevy pickup. Looks like we're doing just a bit of work on the spark system. Making sure it's running well. Up above that is the 356 convertible D. You can see we've got that one up off of the rotisserie. Just keeping it out of the way for now while we're squaring a few other jobs away. But then, of course, this one will be coming down. We'll be installing all of it, everything, right? Back down here, we don't have a transaxle, no engine, no suspension components, anything like that. For now, it can sit here above the truck. Not like there's anything leaking, you know, no fluid in it. So that helps us out a little bit. Of course, we're always battling for storage here. But here is our W113 collection. The Sun Yellow, the Mercedes Silver, and then the lovely 68 912 soft window Targa project. Another one just out of primer. You can see we've got everything taped off from that front window back, down, and around. This is one of your tells on the soft windows, is these marker holes all throughout, where you would release the fabric and then that allowed you to tie the material down and not have it flapping around behind you. So plenty more to be done on this one, but 68, it's got that wooden wheel. How cool is that? So we got the Barrettes, the other Mercedes. Geez, we got all sorts of them lately. But we'll spin around out front to finish out for today. Hood for our 280 SL. Our lovely MGA, baby blue. All right, spinning us around into the rain here. Of course, down south, I hear we're getting all sorts of snow. Out west in the mountains, they're getting absolutely hammered, but always, if you want to check out more of the fun we're up to, head over to farlandcars.com. You can also catch up with any of our live streams over on our YouTube channel or here on Facebook. But that's going to do it for us today. We'll see you next week over on Instagram for the Wednesday live stream. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good weekend.